Well, good evening, everyone. We're excited to be here with you. We are super excited. I am Melva, very, 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 very excited to share with you this afternoon. And before I go any further, let me turn you over to um, Mikal so that she can introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Nicole Roberts, and I'm here just like everyone else to hear all the information that is needed to help me to manifest my money so that my finances can be as healthy as can be. Thank you, Director, for giving me an invite this evening.
I'm
Pass
excited
over
to
to
have
you.
you. I'm excited to have you, Mikal, because
Thank you.
as we're going through this series together, we'll be here for just about half an hour today. We're going to find out a lot about ourselves. Most people struggle with financial freedom. One moment they have an exciting roll of income, and then it seems to theater off, and it's kind of a yo-yo. Have you ever experienced anything like that, Mikal?
I have. I definitely
I see the face. I have. I definitely have. Well, I am no stranger to that. It is the number one reason why I started a business. It's the number one reason why I learn and I grow every day. It's the number one reason why I continue to strive for even better and greater. It is said that disrupting comfort, when your comfort is disrupted, you tend to dig deeper to be able to
have.
create something even more magnificent. We truly believe, though, that every person can have financial freedom. Every person. It is not something that's just for the few. It is something that everybody can truly access. And tonight we're going to share with you in detail how that is possible. Let me say hello to those of you out there. Hey, Dorothy. Continue to type in the feed that fuels our energy up in here.
Hi there.
Good evening to you. Hi, Lynette. It's good to see you. Great to see you. And then, of course, we have Jennifer Thompson. Hey, Jen. It's great to see you. I know there are others of you out there in Facebook land. But as we go along, we will be able to continue to talk with you and to interact. Oh, that's Melva. Hey. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and begin. I'm going to read this to you before we even start. I actually just opened this book while I was on here, The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity. And in this, Catherine Ponder speaks of assume your financial independence now. And I do hope that everyone listening to me can literally put yourself the law of assumption to work for you. Assume that you're financially independent. A good way to begin cultivating the expectation of financial independence and the happy experiences it can bring is by beginning to be financially independent for the day. Well, I'm going to say for this, in this very moment, picture yourself as being financially independent right in this moment. Begin your day the prosperous way by affirming lavish abundance for that day, even before arising. Put prosperity thinking first, as well as last in your day. As you awaken each morning and emotionally prepare to meet the new day, either before arising or with your morning coffee, prepare yourself by writing out, verbally affirming, silently declaring a number of times. I expect lavish abundance every day in every way in my life and affairs. I specifically expect and give thanks for lavish abundance today. In this way, you're sending prosperous thinking before you to prepare a satisfying and worthwhile day that will run to meet you, hour by hour, with its delightful surprises and satisfactions. As you daily develop a state of mind that believes in, expects, and experiences financial independence, one day at a time, your state of mind then automatically expands so that financial independence becomes a weekly, monthly, yearly habit. But you must first start to think it. Alrighty. So we're going to dive really deep in that. What was your take on that, McCall?
Um, fixing your mind. You have to fix your mind and position yourself in that space mentally. And then you have to speak the words out. And I think, for me, speaking aloud is very important because you're allowing your mind, it all has to do with the mind. You're allowing yourself to hear what you're saying. You're allowing yourself to hear the goal as it is pertaining to, in this case, money, that I am going to be financially free. I'm going to be financially healthy. I'm going to be in a better space financially. So when you're telling yourself all these affirmations, eventually you begin to walk like it because your mind now is being reprogrammed to think in that particular way.
Beautiful, beautiful. How powerful is that? Well, guys, we have a treat for you. We're going to be going through the six key elements. I gave you five, but we have a bonus, like we always do. And that's a part of prosperity thinking. You never settle for just that. You go above and beyond. So we have a bonus for you tonight, and I want you to fasten your seatbelts and get ready to type in the feed. We're going to have a blast. We're going to talk about the
We're gonna
six
have a
key
blast.
secrets. We're going to have a blast. That's right. We're going to look at the six secrets surrounding financial independence and manifesting wealth and prosperity into your life. Now, one of the key purposes, one of the key things we do want to remember is that you must first start with an intention. So I want you to think about it. We're going to put this clip on the board and you think about it for a moment. Start with intention. You want to go ahead and set the intention to be in abundance and to have a prosperous life. When you set this intention, something magically happens, which most people get scared of. Your subconscious mind that has already that you are coined into, that runs your life, your paradigm, jumps in the moment you set the intention to become prosperous. And that could mean that, guess what? All of a sudden, you start owing tons of bills, and it seems like more start going out than coming in the moment you set the intention. I like to say this, that when we set a goal, when we set a big goal, Mikal, when we set a massive goal, all
Yeah.
the lions come out, all the tigers come out, all the bears come out,
So into
anything that could go wrong shows up. And for those, the faint of heart, they take it to mean that they retreat. But I want to say this to you. They are there as your guide. They are the very things that you need to be able to get to where you want to be. So when you set an intention for prosperity, when you set an intention for abundance, expect some chaotic things to happen as a result, which propels you to become, to form, to get into, to surge your way through to create abundance. So that's the very first thing you want to do. Set the intention. You want to set the money intention, never zeroing on a specific amount, but you want to say or greater, because you do not want to limit yourself or box yourself in into something that you can way expand on. Remember that we were born for expansion and greater expression. And if you
yeah.
lock yourself into, oh, I want $1 million, and you lock yourself into that, then you have defeated the purpose of really expanding to wherever the universe wants to take you, to massive abundance. How about 1 billion? So you want to set the goal and leave it wide open to be able to give you and then some, give you the and then some. Now, once that goal is set and your intention is there, there is something that you need to do in order to manifest anything. Let me just say this before I even go any further. Most people, when they hear of manifestation, the first thing they think, oh my gosh, that's some goo goo stuff. And I think Chinwe like to say that, oh, people think it's some goo goo stuff. But I really want you to know that manifestation is creation between you and your creator. You have this goal, this idea that you want to bring to fruition, and you call in your creator with you. to partner with you to cause this goal to become a reality. All right. So here you are, you set the intention, whatever that intention is. And right now, I'm going to ask you in the feed to write in the feed, what is your intention? How much would you like to create? Remember to leave it wide open. Read it wide open. Leave a door open so that you can be blessed abundantly above and expect anything you can ever possibly dream of. Don't we all know that? So you now set the intention. The next thing you want to do is to jump in what we call getting your mind calm. And I'm getting a background noise from you, Mikal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Get you're literally getting your mind calm and allowing that tranquility to take a hold of you, blocking out all of this stuff. That's 60,000 thoughts that's racing in your mind every single day. You want to put yourself in a place of calm and block that out. So, number two is meditation.
Mm,
In meditation, now you have this goal that you want to get accomplished. In meditation, you go into this quiet space that gives you tranquility, calm, and relaxation. It's where you shut out everything. You shut out everything else that's around you. You shut out the noise. You shut out the activities that you need to get done. You shut out things that are bothering you. You shut everything out and you just listen to your breathing. You listen to your breathing. You listen to your breathing. You quiet your mind. You calm your forehead. You calm your eyes, your cheeks. You get your body in a calm and serene place where you lock out everything else. And in that mode, that is when you're deeply connected in that mode, locking out everything. Number three happens. And remember, there's no hurry, no need to hurry through getting calm. You're not hurrying to go any place. Just relax and allow your body to seep into complete relaxation. Then something else happens. Every goal that we set, every intention we set, draw to us a picture or several different pictures. So the third part of manifesting anything, and today we're zeroing on money, is you want to be able to go imagine what amount of money you want and what it's going to do. When you accumulate this kind of money, what is it going to do? So in meditation, you now zeroing on creating the pictures, paint a detailed picture of what your life is like now that you have money freedom. What are some of the things that you're doing? What are some of the things that you're seeing? What are you smelling? What are you feeling? Who is around you? What are they saying? What are you saying? What are you able to do for others that you weren't able to do before? Who are you able to be that you weren't before? What are you able to give that you were not able to do before? All of these pictures captured in your mind's eye, crystal clear, clear that you can see it and you can literally feel the presence of all that you desire, of all the money you desire, of all the prosperity you desire, of all that you desire. You can see it clearly. And for me, I like to close my eyes because the pictures will just come racing at me of all the things I'd like to do. And I know right now you can think of so many things that you want to do that you might not have been able to do because there was no funds there available for it. And we're going to talk about that too, about you talking about money. Right. So you want to lock those images in, really lock them in. And we're going to pause here. We've covered three. We have three more to go. We're going to pause here and have a conversation around that. So I got some folks in the audience here. Michelle is saying to be the first millionaire in my family. How incredible is that? Don't we love that? The first millionaire in her family. Okay, and then there is Jennifer who says my intention is to have financial freedom with an abundance coming to me freely. I get it, Jennifer. Alrighty. So we're getting a feel of what it is that you desire. Now there are those pictures. I'm going to ask you right now, how many of you have seen a couple pictures already? We're talking through it and you have captured a picture. Just type in the feed a picture that has come to mind since you now, remember, I just said that you now are financially free. Seeing those pictures, things that you're doing, post it in the chat. And Mikal, we're going to chat for a quick second before we jump into the other three. Share with me your thoughts around manifesting and your feelings as you go into meditation. And I know you have done this with another study that we have done.
Yeah, manifestation is a powerful aspect of this. You know, it's like you said, it's something between you and your creator, and it's creating. So it's powerful. It's like using your mind. You know, it's kind of like you're looking at a movie and they don't have a one, but they're saying bippity 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 bop and all these different things.
Love it.
Just trying to draw an example,
Uh-huh.
and they say all these things, and then you see something appear. It's the same thing. We're drawing all these things in our mind when we think of what we want, and we create that picture of what we want, and then you get a chance. Meditation is like you're building up now your higher faculties. You're allowing everything to just connect and to be one, because you want to use all that force and that energy so that it can create externally what you really want. So all these components are very powerful, and I think that they're a necessary part of the equation to create what we really want to
Mhm.
see for our lives in the future.
That is so incredible. In manifestation, you talked about the higher faculties, and one of the key pieces of that is the imagination. Most any other creature on the face of this earth doesn't have the power of the imagination, but we do. And it's one of our gifts. And oftentimes we use this gift to be able to imagine things that we do not want. And I think humans have become masters at imagining what they don't want. It's 10 o'clock at night and the kids are not home yet. And what's the first thing you imagine? You don't imagine them coming home with a gorgeous bouquet of flowers to mom. The first thing you imagine is the ambulance or something else. And that's just how the human mind tend to go there. But we have the power of our imagination to create that which we desire as far as we can see. And what we can't see will come into play as we proceed and allow the process to take a hold. All right. So here you are, you're using your imagination to grab these pictures, to really harness all these pictures of what you truly desire as a financially freed person. And you're entertaining them. You're not throwing it, you're entertaining those pictures. You're really becoming emotionally involved with those images in your mind. And then we're going to go over to number four. But before we do so, let me hear. Jennifer Thompson says, I imagine a beautiful brick Tuscany house with an elaborate wraparound veranda overlooking the ocean filled with warmth and love. And I see you smiling. Jennifer, how beautiful is that? And when you become emotionally involved with that picture, Jennifer, when you become emotionally involved with that picture, it has to come to you. And we're going to delve a little deeper in that. It is not some hocus pocus. It is not a fantasy. It might feel like that, but deliberate will, holding that image in your mind and becoming emotionally involved with it, will ultimately bring it to your feet. It will bring it in the natural realm. You're seeing it, it will come to play. Michelle said, I'm at the Alexandra School in Barbados hosting a banquet for the winners of the scholarships I've developed in my mother's name. How powerful is that? And think of it that without the finances that you're wanting to create, guess what? That is a thought. But today, it is no longer a thought in your mind. It is what it is. You are there. I often say that if you want to listen to 107.5, you cannot tune your radio to 1010. You're on the wrong dial. But when you dial in to being in Barbados, holding the banquet, seeing yourself in the banquet, hosting the banquet, seeing recipients coming up, hearing your mother's name echo in the rafters, and being in there, that's the power of the imagination. You don't have to wait. The imagination takes you there immediately, right in the moment. And that's why it's one of those higher faculties that I adorn. Literally, I could say adore, but I adorn it because I can pull anything into play the moment I think of it. Now we're going to jump over to another area and we're going to move into the next three pieces. So we looked at, you set the intention. We talk about quieting the mind. So you set the intention, you quieted your mind, and of course, you painted this picture. And many of you came up with a picture. The next is becoming emotionally involved with that picture. What is it like now that you have the finances that you've always dreamt of? How do you feel? What are you seeing? What's the emotion that's flooding through you? And emotion is the most powerful thing that anyone could experience. It's funny because if you really love somebody, your heart starts fluttering, and that's emotional connection with your goal, with your desire, with your financial free abundance, with the money that you're looking to create, with prosperity. You now have to become emotionally attached to it. Like the feeling you felt when you first fell in love, or the feeling you felt when you just got your degree, or the feeling you felt when you had something wonderful happen to you. You now have to take that image and literally become emotionally connected with it in the moment as if it has already happened. And that ultimately, in that state, you're able to capture that feeling. You're able to feel, you're able to see things happening around you. You're able to literally touch things. Yes, touch things. You're able to shout and scream if you want to. You are able to jump out of the chair and throw your hands in the air. You can do whatever your heart's desire because this connectivity with the goal makes it more real. And that's what you want. You want it to be real inside of you. You want to experience it. You don't want somebody to tell you about it. You want to get emotionally involved with it. Give yourself permission to become emotionally involved. With money, it could be the smell. Money has a smell that nothing else has. So you could smell the smell of money. You can literally see yourself emotionally counting money, lots of it, a whole lot of it. You can see yourself giving money away. You can see yourself going in the bank. And what does it feel like to be able to go to the counter and deposit 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, $1 million? And some of us, right as we say that, freeze because you've never been able to give yourself permission to see yourself with $1 million. $10 great, 100 great, 1,000 great. I've seen that. 10,000 great, but 1 million, and you pause for station identification and literally block the feeling of what it would feel like to literally go to the bank with $1 million. Literally. Take the stack, go to the bank with $1 million. I have a couple bags of them around here. All right. So you want to give yourself permission. You want to give yourself permission to get up in the morning and say, hey, I have $10,000 today. What am I going to spend it on? In your mind, 40, 50, 100,000. I have $100,000 to spend today. What am I going to do with it? What am I going to buy? For $100,000. Some of us, when we get to $100, oh, I can't afford to spend $100 every day. Think of that thought. We're coming back to it. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That costs what? I would never spend $100,000 on a watch. And I'm going to ask you to curtail that thought because what it's doing is blocking your willingness to receive abundantly. You do not want to say a word that's going to prevent you from entertaining lots of money in your space, lots and lots of it. Another thing even as you're going through this, that can block that emotional connectivity with the goal is some of your beliefs. Oh, we always thought that you have money is the root of all evil. Or, a lot of people who have a lot of money, they're not so very kind. Why do you need to have all of that money when there's so many people that don't have? And those do not influence financial freedom into your life. The other is not paying people when you owe them. Your bills come, and the first thing you're thinking, oh, maybe I want to put that off until next week, or you wait until the last minute. Remember that money is a flow, and the more you let it out of your hands, the more it comes into your space. So you have to know that when I get a bill in the mail, it means that somebody trusted me with services, rendering services to me, and they truly believe that I had the capability of paying them. If you have a credit card company that give you a credit card limit of 100,000, they believe that they are prospering you. They believe that you're capable of paying over $100,000. And so take it as a compliment and not use that to block your flow like, oh my gosh, now I got to pay this bill. Stop. Don't do that. When you write the check and say, I'm so grateful. I'm thankful that I'm able to spend this, because money, all it's doing is circulating. And if you close your hands, nothing comes in if nothing is going out. I like to say that you close your hands. When you close it, nothing goes in, nothing comes out. Be willing. Don't be hesitant about your bills. Don't choose not to be hesitant about anything that requires money. Do not tell anyone that I don't have money to do something. Maybe I don't choose to do that thing. But when you say I don't have, you're entertaining not having money. So you want to be careful in the way that you structure your words around money. I'm going to pause here for a moment. I see Mikal hedging and she's smiling. I'm going to give you an opportunity to say a word. I'm going to jump also in the comments. You're welcome at this time to post in the comment, and we're going to pick them up for you.
Yes, I like when you spoke about our beliefs as it pertains to money. That's very important. In other words, you're saying that you have to have your thinking pertaining to monies, and the amount that you can possess should be at a high level, is what you're saying as it pertains to a belief, in terms of having the money. And you're saying that we need to clear things out as much as possible,
Hmm.
because as with every other thing in nature, you have to take in and then give out. So whenever we get and we receive monies, whether it's from a salary, or whether it was granted onto you in the form of a credit card, or however you got it, you utilize it. Now you have to give back towards those things in terms of paying your bills and doing a number of things that you have to do. Get them done as much as possible, because when you do that, you're allowing that energy of money to flow, and then you're certain to receive some more.
Oh, how powerful is that? Thanks. I want to draw an illustration to you of something that personally happened to me as far as money is concerned. When I got up and started asking, every day saying, I'm happy and grateful now that I'm making $100,000 a month, month after month after month, 100,000 plus. And so I kept writing this out, writing it out, writing it out. And the more I wrote it, the more I had bills coming in that were getting to that amount. It just kept coming. Unusual stuff were happening, and I had to pay for other things that I wasn't. And I'm like, wait a minute. I was asking. I'm happy and grateful now that I'm making. But here's what I have realized, and this was a true realization that came to me. And in the realization, it says, I'm very comfortable. And in that, the thought came clear as day. When you are comfortable, when your comfort is disrupted, when your comfort is disrupted, your desire becomes even deeper. So when you're comfortable paying and then all of a sudden that's disrupted, then you get a eager sense of urgency to create even more. But if you had no reason for more money to do anything, and you were quite comfortable and you could get by, it is likely that you can get comfortable in that space. And sometimes you have to be jilted out of that space to see that you're no longer comfortable and you need to create more. But something showed up that you had to create it for. And in that process, that's just how it works. You're going to learn to do things that cause you to make income at that level. Embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace discomfort. Embrace disruption in order to create greater, bigger, and better. Your mind may have stopped growing and developing and expanding because you're in a comfort zone. You can take care of your stuff. But when you can't, there comes you have to go outside of what you've normally done to create something even more powerful. Remember that we're made for expansion and greater expression. And anytime that we're comfortable, we're not stuck, we're moving backwards. There's no such thing as stuck, really, because we don't stuck. We don't get stuck. You're either going forward or you're going backwards. And in that process, you are going to go backwards. So when you're jilted and you feel discomfort, it's a good place to be. Comfort zone is not a great place. So when you're disrupted, it's time now for you to move forward and create something richer and more abundant and manifest something even greater and learn something even more powerful and get around people who are doing the things that you want to do and grow even more. All right. We're going to jump in the feed. I see Jennifer talking about here we go. We've seen billions of dollars over here. I love it. Deposit in my bank. Jennifer, how does it feel to deposit $1 billion in your bank account? And you're walking with a couple of bags. It's not a check. Just imagine if it was plain cash. Take a good look at it, and you're definitely worth it. That's another thing. Some people think they're not worth that. They're not worth it. Okay, Dorothy says here, I love to spend, so I would buy that watch. You bet you would. Jennifer here says, I'm thankful and grateful now that I can pay all my bills and clear all my debts. Okay, awesome. There you go, Jennifer. I'm going to just touch on that just for a quick minute. When you set a goal, do not set a goal to pay debts because it doesn't give you a great vibrational energy. Even though we're talking about it, you want to set a goal to be financially free. Take it from the positive standpoint, pull a positive word, drop the other one, and move with a positive one. It makes a world of difference. Okay, all righty. So now let's move over to the last two. So we set the intention for abundance and prosperity. We get in a quiet space and we really just quiet our mind, shut out everything else, and we move ourselves into the stillness, the tranquility and peace. And there's no hurry, staying there. Then we move over to painting that picture of what it looks like now that I am financially free. What does my life look like now? What am I doing? Where am I going? Who am I with? What am I driving? Where am I living? What am I eating? What am I drinking? What am I doing on weekends? Today I was singing the song, It's the Weekend. We're just going to have us some fun, right? So, what is happening in that process? And then we moved over to the emotional connection. This is extremely vital. When that picture is painted, we want to capture that magnetic pull or the connectivity to the goal through the emotional connection of that. And then we move over to affirmations. Now, what are affirmations here for? And Nicole talked about that when we just began. The affirmations that you create helps the repetition process because you don't want to just set a goal and not focus on it. Too many people set goals and just say it. And they don't even think about it after they say it. They're gone. They just said, I'm going to do this and that's it. And they have no connectivity with it. They're not interested in it. They never did anything towards it, nothing. When you set a goal that you want to manifest, you truly want to build your affirmations around that goal. And I saw Jennifer posted a couple of those affirmations. You want to say affirmations around that goal. My all time favorite is Bob Proctor's affirmation on money comes to me on a continuous basis from many, many different sources. It just keeps coming. You know, you may want to set up an affirmation around something that is bothering you, that is blocking your money flow. It may be that you have never thought about making $1 million. Now you say, Jennifer said something there, and I deserve it. I am making $1 billion a year and I deserve that. It's affirming that it is all yours. I'm happy and grateful now that I'm soaring in money. Money flows to me from everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, money surrounds me like a wind. It's just always there, coming to me, falling on me. Everywhere I go, I'm being just flutter. I'm being tossed money. I'm being given money. I'm being written checks for money. Money comes to me from so many different sources on a continuous basis. These affirmations, what do they do? Go back to it's repetition of these affirmations. Remember, repetition, what does repetition really do? Repetition is the greatest learner of mastery. When you do when you have repetition in anything, you master it. The affirmations that you're saying magnifies the intensity of the emotion and allow you to master, master the art of holding your goal and becoming emotionally involved with it. And number five is, of course, let me go back to this and the affirmations. At night before you go to bed, your conscious mind, that chatty mind that knows everything and knows everyone and has all the answers, it usually goes off to sleep in that time when you go to bed at night. When you go to bed at night, it kind of like checks out. It feels that it knows everything in the world. So at nighttime, okay, I don't have nothing to do. I don't have anybody to tell that this is the way they need to do this. And all of the books that you have in your brain, all the PhDs, goes to bed at night. Now your subconscious mind, that part of you that gets things done naturally. You don't have to force it, you don't have to push it, you don't have to do anything. It allows, at that moment, it can capture all that you literally place in your mind and your thought before you go to bed. In that space, you want to connect with your goal and become emotionally involved. Do you see how many times I came back to this? Emotions just before you go to bed. Repeat those affirmations. Money flows to me from everywhere on a consistent basis. I'm a magnet for money. I am a magnet to money. You want to say that just before you go to bed at night and go off to sleep with that thought in your mind and the images of what it's going to do for you. During that time, your subconscious mind grabs a hold of it. The seed is planted. The seed is fully planted. The seed is fully planted. And what happens when the seed is planted? It's time for it to grow. But number six is the one that most people get tangled up with. Once you have done all of that, you have selected the goal, create the intention, you spend some quiet time with your intention, getting no hurry, abundance and prosperity. You're setting the intention for that. You move over to meditation, tranquility, calm, and peace, cleaning out all the clutter in your brain and getting connected with your intention, painting that beautiful picture of that which you desire as if it has already happened, becoming emotionally involved with the picture, getting an affirmation like a mantra that seals the deal. I am a magnet to money. I am a complete magnet. Right now, I'm a magnet to money. And you're repeating that and sealing that. The tendency is for you to wake up tomorrow morning and start worrying about money again. It defeated the whole purpose for crying out loud. Hello? Oh my gosh, I can't pay this. This is happening. You got to catch yourself when you're doing that. Remember, you planted a seed. And when you plant the seed, all you need to do is to do what? Water it and fertilize it. And what do you do when you water it? You use your affirmations. I am a money magnet. There is no other thought, or nobody can say anything to you about not having money that you entertain. You're done with that. Your mind is now completely focused on the abundance that's yours and continue to be yours. And you are sold out on that. That is who you be. Remember, an airplane is an airplane. You don't have to tell it to be an airplane. The same way you don't have to tell a tree that it is a tree. So you're financially abundant. You don't have to go wake it up and say, but where's the money? Accept the fact and hold the intention that I am prosperous and abundant. And all things prosperous and abundant is what your focus will start going to. The reticular activating system pulls to you all that you're focused on. And if you're focused on junk, that's what's going to happen. You're going to get more of it. So keep the focus on prosperity, on abundance, on being a magnet for money. Keep it there. When things show up, like they often do, like you get a bill that's 5 times the amount that you expected, no, seek out the good. What's the good in it? I must be about to get 3 times, 10 times as much, or I would not. This would not be visiting me if I wasn't capable of paying that and then some. So something is opening it up for me to be able to cover that. Here we go to the last one, and it's detachment. Some of us just cannot be detached. Detachment gives you peace of mind and it puts you in the right vibrational frequency. No amount of work, no amount of jobs, no 10, 15 jobs will give you prosperity if your vibration is out of sync. No amount of work, no amount of work can compensate for having the wrong vibrational energy. In order to maintain the right vibration, you become detached. You know that you set an intention, you're affirming it and you're watering it affirmation. It will give you peace of mind. You'll be in the right frequency. Let it be. Trust the process. Just trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. Mikal, I'll open for you as we spend the last 3 minutes with you guys. Please put your comments in the feed or your questions. We'll be glad to answer that. Jennifer said,
Yeah.
laugh out loud. Okay, Jennifer.
Yes, I do like the affirmations and the repetition because again, it's like positioning your mind to the space you want to operate in the future. That's what you're building up your mind. You're building up that frequency so that you can, or that energy on a, you putting it up on a high. It's like when you go to a game and you're cheering for a team and you keep saying, the Bulls are going to Chicago Bulls, the Chicago Bulls, and you're chanting that and you're chanting it and stuff like that. It's because you're setting up that rhythm for whoever to win. It's the same thing in your mind. When you keep on making those affirmations and you're doing it on a constant basis, that's what we're doing. We're setting up ourselves on a high to win, to cross that line and to get what exactly the goal that we have made. We're setting up ourselves to achieve and attain that. And then I like detachment because after you meditate and you set your belief in the right place and you position your higher faculties to work for you, putting all the work, and you've done the affirmation and the repetition. Now you're saying, listen, I can just can't forget about my cares and my worries because now I've put in the work to take care of that, and I'm going to allow that energy and that vibration to just work it out for me because I'm already doing these things on a regular. It's a repetitious act. It's become part of my everyday life. So now I know for sure that is
Mhm.
working for me. So I'm not going to focus on the large bills and the debt and all the things that are happening around because I believe that the positive vibration, as the song says, is going to overturn and remove whatever negative thing that is in my way.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. That's powerful. I want to leave you with this one thought that right now, always, always have money in your wallet. Always. I hold right now, I've always kept $100 in my wallet at all times. And if it ever gets out, you need to put it right back because it reminds you that you have money. That's just money. But what I want to say, I want you to walk with a bulk of money all the time. Don't leave home without a bulk. If you don't see it physically, get some money and carry it with you as a reminder that you're always financially free. And it could be um, funny money, but bring it, walk around with it at all times as a reminder. So make sure you always have money in your bag, in your wallet, in everywhere that you can think of. Make sure you have money. The other thing is clean out your space. Don't be a hoarder. And it's easy for that to happen because when you clog your space, you also clog your space. So all the dresses that you have at home that you're waiting to be a smaller size, please give them away. Don't sell them, give them away. All those dresses and things, I'm going to get back to that size. And when I'm a size 6, I'll be able to put that on. By then, you'll have tons of money. Go give them away, please. Food, extra food in your closet, all those canned stuff that you have packed up in there for whatever reason, go give them away. Clear your space so that you can make room for more. Make room for more. Broken things in your home, broken chairs, broken torn sheets, torn dress, torn shoes, whatever. Throw them out and make space for your abundance to come to you. The more you hold on to those things, the more you block your abundant flow from coming to you. Get rid of them. I don't care how much you love the dress, give it away. Give it away. Give it away. Let me leave you with the last portion of what Catherine Ponder had to say here. Another financial attitude mistake that we make that binds many people to indebtedness is this: like Lot's wife, they continue to look back. They continue to look back. They worry about financial mistakes of the past and thus crystallize their thinking. And crystallize means becoming emotionally attached to some old stuff that you felt you messed up on. No, you did not. It happened because you wanted greater and it came as a lesson. Take the lesson, hug the bear. If the teddy bear comes up to you, find a way to hug him. The lion comes up, roar with him. Learn to be courageous, right? The tiger comes up, have tiger's eyes, right? See clearly. And then when you look back, there is no room in your thinking for new ideas because it's all cluttered up with these past mistakes and indebtedness. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go so you can grow. I want to thank you all for joining us. We truly believe at Go Give Mentorship Hub and with our group, we truly believe that every human being has a possibility to be prosperous. And committing to these key traits, these 6 key ideas, you'll be able to start paving the way to major prosperity in your life once practiced on a daily basis. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next month right here, same place, same time, for another episode of The Unlock. Unlocking all the gifts that's inside of yourself and really position yourself as the winner that you truly are. Have a great night.